Hey, how are you? I'm Colleen Wynia and welcome to my channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to my Facebook Live if you're seeing it live for the first time on my personal page. I want to share a little bit about something that can help you and your loved ones if you've ever lost someone close to you or you feel things are happening all around you that you're sometimes unexplainable. Let me preface here. So, low connection available. Interesting watching the network here. So today, very special day, my sister Corrine has transitioned over. It was 14 years ago today. Today's a very special day. And she's the one who's igniting this information so I can share my heart with you to help you understand a little more about maybe something you're going through or something that you're feeling stuck with that you're not totally sure on. So this is inspired by a workshop that I'm doing called a Spirit Signs and Dreams Circle, Dreams Creation Circle type evening at my home in February. And you know, when you lose a loved one, it's tragedy, it's tragic. And everything that I have done over these past years has been inspired from something that happened over 25 years ago. And that has propelled. So when you begin where you've lost someone in your life and all of a sudden there's grief and there's pain and there's like, all that stuff we go through, what happened is I got paralyzed. What happened is I got a bit stuck. And then all of a sudden, your loved ones, my loved ones started to show up in my life. I thought I was losing it, but over time, they presented themselves to me in such a way that it was, and you had to take a look at it, so what am I talking about, guys? If you've heard me talk about spirit signs or you wonder why does Colleen do what she does? It was not a choice. I believe we have choice, but it was kind of one of those sneaking up on you. And so in your life, guys, there are things that sneak up on you that are inspired, that are you arrive at that point in your life because of events that have happened, disappointments, losses, bankruptcies, career messes up, divorces, deaths especially. And so in memory of my sister 14 years ago today, I'm here telling you just a little bit about some things that you can keep your eyes open for of two things. One is ways that our loved ones connect with us. I'm going to give you a little highlight here on some of the ways that my loved ones, particularly my sister, because she's the one that's been so freaking active all these years. And then by tapping into that information, it can clear the mud. I listened, who knows Jay Shetty, right? Who knows Jay Shetty? If you're watching, Jay Shetty's hosts the #1 podcast. And he was interviewing Robin Sharma. Most all of you also know Robin Sharma. He's been a avid coach, healer, teacher type person, writer over 20 years, been writing, and he does so many things, but he actually, really teaches high-end performance people, the wealthy, let's say, who can afford him. And I was so proud of these two. Jay Shetty's interviewing Robin, and they said, what I talk about, energy is everything, how you feel is everything. So all of a sudden, Jay's talking to Robin, and Robin's saying, yes, all these years, educators are teaching about mindset and high performance, like steps and things you need to do to get your dreams, to get to your dreams. But where the heart is involved, if there's a disconnect from the heart, which could be triggered by a grief, a loss, a pain, right, which happened in my life, this is what keeps us stuck, paralyzed, or fearful of making steps. I tell you this from personal experience and working with hundreds and hundreds of clients. that has been my journey too. So some of the ways that I'm going to host in my workshop, we'll dive into it. So if there's any mud that needs to be cleared off of you and, sprayed off with the hose, if there's a piece within your heart that you really want to go to so that you can get your dreams, we're going to explore your dreams. So this is at my workshop or gathering, Spirit Signs and Dream Vision Circle evening in February the 5th. But you can look over on my business page for information or an event on that. But let's get back to clearing the heart. So some of the things that my sister, focusing in on just her, because I don't know about you, but I've lost like at least 12 family members and friends really close to me, probably a good 5 of them. And so you cannot ignore when these things are happening. So have any of you ever seen what I've seen? My sister, poor bless her, she I'm here to teach prevention because she died of alcoholism. But really it wasn't alcoholism, guys. It wasn't addiction. It was more an addiction to suppressing the pain. She had some trauma in her life. Perhaps this was as a child. Perhaps it was ancient past life stuff, however this all works, whatever your beliefs. I work with people of all faiths, non-denominational, like all faiths, but this is about energy and how we feel. So she was in a lot of pain and it became alcohol. That was the way that she, ended her life. Her body just collapsed. It just couldn't handle anymore past the age of 35. But what's really cool is I was writing about her and I was thinking how people say, did your sister die? Has she had a death? Or did you lose someone? I'm thinking, my sister's living more than ever. Her spirit is just thriving in a way that she's free of her body's, kind of like physical reaction to the pain. And so she'll show herself in ways like this, guy. So imagine walking into the bathroom and the third ring, a hook, is intertwined with the next one, and the other one's off the hook. And like, these are things that she's repeated us. And how it works is we're going to talk about my workshop, but when you see something that repeats, over and over and over again, whether it's from a loved one who've passed over, that, or maybe it's something that's happening to your life that just kind of keeps happening. Don't you think that's a message from the universe? So that's what I do. I help people kind of wake up to those messages and see what they are so you can utilize them in a new way and bring this new information into your life. So I feel connected to my sister when moving objects like that. Have you ever had, your loved one where you might feel a sense, you might smell them. I know that didn't come out really well, but you might get a sense of a perfume they wore or, a familiar odor that they were around. Maybe they smoked cigarettes. Perhaps you had a perfume or cologne that was of that favorite. Hopefully it's essential oil and clean. But years ago, a lot of, my grandpa had a certain smell, that Old Spice. And so sometimes you get those kind of whiffs. How about when you're dreaming and you just absolutely feel like you just had a date with your loved one? I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably wasn't some random dream. It was likely kind of that spirit energy of your loved one coming to greet you in the dream state, because you're more relaxed, you're more open, you're more receptive to the possibilities. And then you wake up and you go, oh, that was just, coincidence, or that was just a dream. Actually, maybe not. And what about radio stations? Have you ever had what's happened to me where my cousin Rob, he, my God, bless that guy. Boy, he's just, was like my brother. He's an amazing guy. He was like super high energy frequency. So speaking of energy, which I help you do, clear your energies, his number one way back to Corrine. So Corrine moves objects because she likes to like organize, because when you're dealing with addictions and you're out of control, a lot of people, to stay in control in their life, maybe they're a drug addict or alcohol, or like myself, I've dealt with an eating disorder that's just really grabbed a hold of me most of my life. And it's not been an easy one to shake, but I've had to move through the feeling. but every single time, or is it going with this, that, those are addictions where you feel like out of control. So often those loved ones who've passed over may have, they want to organize things or moving objects. And so if you're a person like me that's fairly organized, you know where things are, and if you walk into your home space or your office space and you move things upside down, or something's, you knew it wasn't like that and there's nobody in that area, that's one of the ways that signs show an example. So I'll give you one more example on my desk here. This is, I come home and I have this little corner of my desk where it has like these heart cards. Pull a saying, inspire yourself. It's kind of fun, nothing too serious, but fun. Ask a question, pull a card. So I come home, and that beautiful box, it's like a heart-shaped box, leaned against it is my all-time favorite health product, a mangosteen replica fruit, a little plastic replica. I really should have all my little things over here with me, but plastic replica. And it's like the lid is off. Right, it's a pretend fruit, right? So the lid is off, so you can see the fruit on the inside. Delicious for anti-inflammatory. I've used it for 13, 14 years. Recommend it to all of you. So the lid is off, and it's balancing on in the tiniest corner on the lid of this heart box. It's like crazy. And there's no way anyone could have kind of balanced it like a teeter-totter. It's almost like walking on a high wire. It was so balanced that I picked it up, looked at what was going on, tried to put it back because I was kind of curious, and I couldn't get it back in the same position. So that's where I knew, again, another validation. It was a spirit sign that was showing me. And then I knew it was Corrine, because Corrine had a kinship just before she transitioned to the mangosteen juice. She wanted it to help her feel better. She wanted this product to just come on the market, and she so wanted it so she could live a better life. She died in 2006, 14 years ago, and this product had come out just before that in Canada, and so we got her some. But, it sat in the cupboard, it sat in the, she kept buying it, pretending she was drinking it, because that's what alcoholics do. The addicts, they lie, So, but we knew it was her, and it just started to make me feel closer and closer and closer to her. And lastly, one where my cousin Rob, if you've been on my YouTube channel, go to Spiritual Guidance Playlist. You know how you can group videos together? Well, if you go to my YouTube channel, I've included the link down below. I think on maybe not this page here, but I will on my YouTube channel. It'll be down below, guys. And this is where Rob, who is a real energy guy, did this crazy thing. So I'm going to tell you the story. And this is just to give you all a little taste test of things that you can open up to, because the veil's thinning in 2020. It's also making room for you to heal your heart, but it's also bringing you real nuts and bolts opportunity to solidify your beliefs and your dreams, because 2020 is the time. If there's things you wanted to do that you haven't done, that you're holding back on. So how this worked with Rob is, just imagine this. Imagine waking up to the radio station. Yeah, I had a clock radio. I still have the radio, but I don't use it. I kind of save it. Imagine waking up to your favorite radio station every day, to the alarm. This is when I needed to set the alarm. And the volume is raised. So the volume goes up. And you don't think anything of it. You just think you bump the volume button. That's what I did. So I turned it down. Go to sleep. The very next day, the volume gets raised up even higher. And you're scratching your head at this point. And you're like, well, is that really possible? And then you turn the volume down again. And third day, it happened again. So imagine cranking, the volume. No, you're waking up and the volume's really loud on this radio station. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And all of a sudden, that was my questioning. I knew it wasn't me anymore. So that doubt was out the window. Now it's what's going on? And then something just downloaded. It was like Rob, I just got the message. It was the radio station. He was high energy, highly electric. So he'll play with electricity, lights, the fire detector. smoke detector. So smoke detector, plays with that, plays with lights on the street. When I walk by, lights in, you know, the gym and community centers, they kind of come on and off at a certain time when I'm thinking of a question to do with an area that he's been supporting me in or whatnot. But then the third, so imagine the fourth morning, and finally in closing, you guys, so I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, this is kind of interesting, and all of a sudden I wake up, and this time the volume isn't loud, it's actually a whole different radio station, like a different frequency. So it's like, I forgive the Chinese, but it's like, and I start rip-roaring laughter, you guys. And so these are some of the signs that you can see, anything from moving objects to smells, sensations, dream state, electricity. There's many others, but in my workshop, we'll just, you know, we're going to tap into that element of that and what you can do to, you know, resolve any trauma or things that are losses from the past, and just have a space that you can go deeper with your dreams. So tapping into the signs, recognizing them, you know, healing your heart, that could be to do with any kind of loss that you've experienced, loss of a loved one, loss of, you know, your bankruptcy, loss of, you know, a job, whatever it is, it's all the same feeling, just slightly different angles. And then thirdly, what you need to do to create in the future. So dream creation. And this all ties together. So I'm just sharing a bit of me, about me, and a bit of where I help you into the health. So when you're dealing with like people in my life who've died, cancer, a lot of cancer, heart disease. Two of my cousins took their life really, really sadly. One, his birthday is today. Love you, Hans from Netherlands. Love you so much. I posted a picture of you in my previous, on my Facebook page. And where I was going with this, guys, is when there's a, where was I? And there's a lot of tragedy in your life, a lot of loved ones that you've lost. Oh man, I just lost there was a frame of reference I wanted to wrap with. It was to do with losing the loved ones. Well, you know what? I just lost it. So I always say, if something went out of your mind in that moment, it's not needed at that point, and it will download. I know it will download as soon as I end the video. So think about my workshop. Oh yes, I did. See, there you go. Prevention. So why I help people in this combination of life, optimal living, high vibration, and death, you know, understanding about that there really maybe there isn't death, right? This is, again, not me pressing upon my opinions on you, but me sharing what's been my 25-year journey of loved ones who have died and what it means to me. So what it means to me is when you have cancer in your family, when you have, you know, an auntie who dies in her early 50s of heart disease, like I'm approaching that. I don't want that to happen to me. Or when you have two cousins who took their life from drug overdose or sadly walking into traffic, you know that everything you can do for mental well-being and health prevention is key. And that's where I can help you, help each other vibe up and take care of your health and take care of your mental health. And in order to take care of your mental health, you got to release the pain in your heart. In order to live longer, you've got to fuel your body with not only good mindset, releasing the emotion, but amazing, amazing food and supplements. And that's why I love this, having a business that can, you know, provide the people I care about an opportunity to, you know, have, have availability to really high-end products that help reduce that inflammation in the body that is behind the cancer and the heart disease, and help the mental health issue, which is available, you know, to a big degree. Not saying everything is done by food, but a huge mental issue degree is a nutrition out of alignment. So if I can help you get your nutrition into alignment, that's why I do what I do. So thank you all for listening. If you listen to me on YouTube, wonderful. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you are on my Facebook page, I just love you guys. And today I did a couple of videos, but you know, it was hard today. It was difficult. Maybe it was because of my sister. Maybe it was because of the losses. Maybe it was because I was feeling nervous. Maybe it was because I feel like I ramble. And I know I'm not rambling, but I'm sharing a lot of information in this particular live. It's a little longer than usual. But I just wanted to honor, my sister, and honor all of you who've suffered and all of you that are looking to change your life in 2020. If you want to reach out to me, direct message me. Visit my site. I do a free discovery call. Let's have a chit chat. If you want to raise your vibration and improve your health, let me help you with some thoughts around that. Let me have a little, conversation with you and see if what I know can help you. If not, I'll refer you to someone who probably can. Much love, guys. Have an amazing evening. Thanks for being here on my channel or on my page. And from my heart to yours, and any losses that you've endured or you will be enduring, because you will. We all will, and then one day we'll endure our own transition. And in the meantime, let's do our very best to love each other and be there for ourselves and our families while we're in our skins, okay? Love you guys. Have an amazing night. Bye.